Hello everyone, hope you are doing super duper fit and well. In the first video, I gave an introduction of the story of 108 Shiva temples created by Lord Parashurama. Shall we start the tour? Yes. I'm excited to share my experience of the first temple that I visited in Kanyakumari. I had a great companion with me this time who has immense knowledge in Hindu religion and its history. Special thanks to Shiva, my colleague, for accompanying me to the temple and rest of all the fun in and around Kanyakumari. Let us begin the story. I decided to start my journey from the southmost end, which is Kanyakumari. The first temple in my list is Suchindram, Sri Thanumalayan Swami Temple. Before Kanyakumari was merged with Tamil Nadu, the temple and the surroundings were a part of the erstwhile kingdom of Travancore. This is located at Suchindram in Kanyakumari district, constructed in Dravidian architecture. The temple complex is spread across 2 acres and has 2 towers called Gopurams. The Thanumalayan temple is of importance to both Shaivite and Vaishnavite sects of Hinduism. As the name Thanumalaya denotes Trimurtis. Sthanu means Shiva, Mal means Vishnu, and the Ayan means Brahma. The original structure of the building was built around the 9th century by the Chola dynasty. Later expansions were made by Thirumalai Nayak and the kings of Travancore in the 17th century. One of the most fascinating features of the temple are the 4 music pillars carved out of a single stone, which stand at 18 feet, that means 5.5 meter in height. These are an architectural and design highlight of the temple grounds. They are in the Alankara Mandapam area and they emit the sounds of various musical notes when struck. There is also a dancing hall with 1035 intricately carved pillars. The temple is associated with Indra, whose sin was propitiated after worshipping the presiding deity, and also Anasuya, known for her chastity. There is Anjaneya or Hanuman statue which stands at 22 feet and is carved of a single granite block. It is one of the tallest statues of its type in India. It is also of historical interest that this statue was buried in the temple in 1740, fearing an attack by the Tipu Sultan, and was subsequently forgotten. It was rediscovered in 1930 and subsequently restored for viewing by then Devaswam Board Commissioner Rajya Seva Pravina Sri M.K. Nilakanta Iyer of Kottarathumatham, Monkombu. There is also a Nandi statue made of mortar and lime, which is 13 feet tall and 21 feet long. It is one of the biggest Nandi statues in India. There are also various scenes from Ramayana and Mahabharata depicted in various pillars in the temple. According to one of the popular stories of the Suchindram temple, one day the Holy Trinity, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu arrived here at the ancient temple. Devi Anasuya, who is wife of Saint Atri, lived here. Trinity decided to test Anasuya. Hence, in the absence of sage Atri, they went to Anasuya, a chaste woman, in the guise of 3 sages and asked for food. However, when offered food, they refused, stating that they have vowed to take offerings only from people who are not clothed. As it was considered as sin to refuse a help of offering to seeker, she decided to offer them food and fulfill their demand. She sprinkled holy water on all the 3 sages and turned them into babies. Shiva as Durvasa, Vishnu as Dattatreya and Brahma as Chandra. It was then she fulfilled their demands and fed all the 3 babies. Seeing this, Goddess Saraswati, Goddess Parvati and Goddess Lakshmi came down and asked to return their husbands in their original form. All the 3 gods were turned to their original form after this. While leaving for their holy abode, all 3 murtis, on the request of Anasuya, manifested as Swayambhu Lingas under the Amaltas tree known as Sthala Vriksham. which is now more than 2005 years old. Interesting story, isn't it? So, targeting this temple, myself and one of my guardians started our journey in a train till Nagarkoil. Two of my colleagues from my previous project, known as my guardians, they keep an eye on my whereabouts and well being. Here in this journey, one of them, Shiva, was my companion throughout. We call her strict and serious, but she was super fun and so much caring all over this travel. Why train till Nagarkoil? Why not Kanyakumari? I had a plan B if she was not joining me, because she's a busy mother of a busy child. So I always make a plan B whenever whenever I make a travel plan with her. Okay, so you can take a train to Kanyakumari station as the stay is very close by, walkable distance. We did our booking through booking.com for New Cape Hotel near Kanyakumari railway station. It was a decent and budget-friendly hotel room very close to Vivekananda Rock Memorial. We went to witness beautiful sunrise from the rocks by walk with amazing tea. It was an amazing experience, no one should miss. 2 days started with such a beautiful sunrise. On the second day, the waves were so wild as it was the starting of monsoon. We felt 2.5 days is a little too much for covering Kanyakumari and Nagarkoil together. If you have 1.5 days in hand, it is more than enough unless you are looking for a relaxing vacation on the beachside. Near the hotel, we will get plenty of autos who are very friendly and are reasonable. We made a deal with one of the auto wallahs to take us to places for the next 2 days. Taxi option is a little costly, which we realized on the first day itself. Restaurants are very, very limited there. You have very few options to dine out. We managed with curd rice for lunch due to heat, but breakfast and dinner were quite heavy. There were a couple of restaurants with small and decent menu, which you can try out. Planning a travel is my hobby. I love exploring scenic spots and local foods around. I had a list as usual, though very short. Kanyakumari is all about beaches, so very few to add in the list other than those. Keep sufficient cash as online payment may not work everywhere. Even in hotel, we had to pay via cash. Thanks to Shiva, she had carried enough cash and I had run out of it. No worries, there are ATMs near to the hotel. After checking in, our first spot was Mayapuri Wonder Wax Museum. To our surprise, it was just opposite to the hotel, so it was super quick than expected. Please note, Sunday is a holiday for them. You will get to click a pic with wax statues of the celebrities. It was fun. But the main attraction there is the 3D art museum. You can click amazing pics on them. It looks real. I'll show a few of the pictures now as I speak. The 9D theater over there took both our senses away for a while. We both have motion sickness. I don't know why I even attempted that. Well, kids may enjoy it. You should go for it. Post lunch, we got plenty of time to take rest to come out of the 9D effects and scorching heat outside. We had made a deal with an rickshawala while returning from lunch. He came on time to pick us to the Suchindram temple. On the way to Suchindram, the driver himself suggested us to visit one beautiful Sai Baba temple located at Pottrayadi. It is opposite to Marutwal Malai, so the view from outside is so lovely. Just that it was still sunny when we were there. It was built in 2012, not a very old temple. We spent around 30 minutes in that serene atmosphere. It was quiet. We reached Suchindram temple around 4:30 p.m. We need at least 1 hour to explore the entire temple. I was so amazed with the temple architecture. My co-traveler is quite religious, so she started with puja offerings for Shiva and Ganapati the moment we entered. By seeing the purity and divine atmosphere inside the temple, I also joined her. We got a guide as it is quite impossible to come out of the temple without getting lost otherwise. He explained everything very patiently, and like small kids, we followed him, listening to all the stories. He demonstrated Saptaswara, produced by the stone pillars, showed the statues made out of single stone, Neelakanta Vigneshwar, the Tanumalayan idol with 3 layers, bottom Brahma, middle Shiva, and top part Vishnu. Quite unique, isn't it? Mind was so calm after spending an hour or more time inside the temple. I did not feel like stepping out of it at all. 2005-year-old temple. Can you believe it? We bought some temple prasad to distribute to friends and family. It's a ritual that I always follow because my friends, are great foodies. Rickshaw driver was patiently waiting for us outside. He safely dropped us back to hotel by fixing another trip for the next day. After a shower, we stepped out for a short walk, a tea under moonlight, and some light snack at the tea shop outside the hotel room. We also decided the dinner place. It was not a busy street, a little dark, so we had a quick dinner, early dinner, and returned around 8:30 itself, back to the room. A little chit chat, glancing through the pics, updating whereabouts to family, noting down the events of the day, expenses. We were ready to sleep off. I was already dreaming about the beautiful sunrise which I am going to witness the next day morning. I'll keep this suspense for my next video. My next video will cover the sightseeing fun of this travel vlog. So do tune in. Ta-da!